Hey, I want to take a moment today to send a little message to my viewers regarding the coronavirus. And basically, what I want to tell people is do not panic. Now, there are some things about this disease that are particularly dangerous, but it isn't that it's particularly deadly. If you're not in a risk group, very little chance you're going to die of it or even become particularly sick. Now, I know at first a lot of people were trying to say, oh my God, it's got like a 10% death rate, a 20% death rate. Well, that's because they were only testing people who were already very sick. You had to be in a problematic situation. You had to be showing severe symptoms before they would even test you. So, of course, it had a higher percentage death rate in the 2, 5, 6% death rate. But once you take into account people that aren't being tested, it's very low. It's like the flu. I know they're raging like 220 people have died so far. Oh, well, over 20,000 have died from the flu. So in this flu season. So let's not make such a big deal about that 200 people. I mean, it is a big deal because it's 200 people. But the lethality of this disease isn't the problem. The problem is it spreads so easily. It's very virulent. You can easily give it to somebody else. You can easily get it from somebody else. And the bad thing is you may not show any symptoms. And you could be contagious for a very long period of time. So it's very easy to spread it. And you don't want it to spread too quick. There's a couple of reasons why you don't want to spread it. One of them, like I said, is because you don't want it to spread too quick. You don't want to have everyone get sick all at once and overwhelm our hospital system to where, the system collapses. We want people to get sick staggered, like they do during the flu season. Some of them get sick the first month, second month of it, third month of it, fourth month of it. And it's a staggered amount because it isn't as virulent and they can cope with it. But with this disease, it could spread very quickly and everyone could get sick over a 1-month period instead of over a 4-month period. And like I said, that would overwhelm our health system. And another reason you just don't want to be going out and going around and getting it, even if you're not going to get sick, is we all have parents, grandparents, people we know that are older, people that have risk factors, diabetes, asthma, etc. And we don't want to be the one responsible for bringing it home to them. So just keep that in mind, but don't panic. There's no need to go out and hoard food or hoard toilet paper or anything like that. The production chain in this country is very strong. We're not going to run out of products. The only problem we're having right now is people are buying way more than they would normally buy, so the normal supply isn't meeting the demand because some people are hoarding. If no one hoards, everyone will have what they need. So don't go out and don't panic. Don't think I'm going to get this disease and I'm going to die. And don't think I got to get all this stuff right now or I'm never going to be able to survive. You're going to be able to make it just fine right now. Now, is it a good idea to prep? Yeah, it's a good idea to prep. I always prep. I always have enough food in my house for up to a year for my family. I have a water system. Those are just things that are good ideas every day. But are we now to a point where if you don't have that, you're going to die? No. Stop panicking. Stop listening to alarmists. Also, you're not under martial law. A lot of people are freaking out about martial law. I'm freaking out about martial law. You're not under martial law. Right now, you're being asked to do things that are very beneficial in stopping spreading the disease. In some places, it's a little more forceful, like in New York and stuff, where they're saying, stay home unless absolutely necessary. That's the order from the government. But you can still go shopping. You still have all your constitutional rights. You can still go to doctor's appointments. You can still go to work if you work in an essential place. Just right now, we're being asked to do our part as Americans to try to not overwhelm our medical system and not cause more people to die from this than need to. Because if everyone gets sick all at once, a lot more people are going to die that need to. But as far as everyone else out there, don't panic. Don't act like crazy people. There's no reason for it. Most of us have no reason to worry physically. We have no reason to worry supply side-wise. We're going to have food. We're going to have shelter. We're going to have toilet paper. The worst thing we have to worry about is the economy. And if the government does that right, puts the money in the hands of the people, I think we'll all be okay. So I won't get any money from the government, of course, but some people will. Some people that need to keep working. I'm retired, so I'm not losing my job. It's hard to tell me to not do anything because I already don't do anything. So it's like the stay home order. It's like, who gives a fuck? I don't leave the house anyway. I don't work and I don't leave the house. So it doesn't really affect me. But for those of you out there it does affect, don't panic. Keep your wits about you. Remember World War II and how everyone chipped in and everyone did their part. Let's do that. let's be good Americans. Let's do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And if the government wants to offer us incentives to stay home for 2 months, like paying your salary while you're off work, etc., great. Incentives are nice. I don't want it to be a mandatory thing, like you have to stay home for 2 weeks. So I don't think the government should have the right to do that. But doing the right thing is something we should do as Americans. So let's all be calm, do what we need to do. So basically, the whole message I have here regarding the coronavirus is don't worry, it's not as bad as people made it out to be at first. In fact, now with new information they're getting, they're saying infection rates, instead of being 70 to 80%, are more like 10 to 20%, and death rate is about the same as the flu. So I wouldn't be worried about it. It's only the fact that it will spread so quickly that's the problem, and that's a problem for our medical system, not actually for the people who have it, except for the people that are high risk, because like I said, if their beds are full and they don't get treatment, they'll die when they would have normally survived. So unless you're one of the at-risk people, just stay calm and carry on.